are watching Happy Life Stuff. I am currently posting videos daily, and I hope that you check those out. I don't know when that's going to stop because I am building up my content right now, and I just hope that you like it. And if you do, please subscribe to my channel, hit the like button on all my videos, and leave a comment. Hit the notification button so that whenever I upload a new video, you are the first to know. Let's get to the video. Okay, so let's talk about stages and situations. The thing about stages and situations is that situations are meant for you to learn. It's never about, negative, because usually somebody want to tell you about a situation and automatically, I know you you thought it's going to be negative. But situations are not negative, unless you look at it as it's negative. But if you look at it in a different light, like, situations are not negative. Situations are for you to grow from. It's from you to learn from. It's for you to be grateful for. And once you look at life like that, everything happens for a reason, and everything is meant to happen for you and not to you. You really don't get upset about a lot of things. Like, just like, when you do get upset about it and you don't get anything, you're not grateful, you didn't learn, you don't see the point in what you just went through. You just like, why was this situation needed to come in my life? I'm such a great person. I'm such a great person, and this didn't need to happen to me, and I didn't ask for this. Like, and let me tell you, when you are in emotion, and not even me, when you are in the moment, you really start thinking about that. You start saying stuff like that. But let me tell you, for me, I think a lot of the times I'm very quiet when I'm going through stuff. I'm quiet because now I'm listening, If you really take every situation and you really sit down, you ask yourself, or you ask God, like, you really want to ask your higher self, like, okay, I just went through this situation. I don't understand it. And I really want to know what was meant for me to learn about it. What occurred that I needed to learn from? What can I take away? Because I can't, and I don't want to feel like, I wasted my time. And I really want to talk about wasting time, because wasting time is something people say, and it's not really what it should be. But when you really feel like, I got nothing from this relationship, I feel no different, I feel like I should have never did it, I feel this and I feel that, and I feel like blah, 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 whatever, then you feel like you wasted your time. But when you really sit and you say, wow, I'm so grateful for this part that occurred in this relationship, and I'm happy and I'm grateful for this, and I've learned so much, and I was able to really just gather so much from this situation. You think you're going to be walking around upset, telling her, for me, I don't really care to tell people the stuff that I go through, because I don't like to live in stagnant energy. For me, nothing bad really happened to me. I might be angry. I get angry about when I'm not left alone. I don't get angry about the situations that occur that happen to me. I get angry when I'm not, when it's like, okay, this happened, I learned from it, now I need to go on about my business, and I'm not being left alone for that. And I don't want to be a mean person. I don't want to come off, and now I have to block and just feel like I need to get away. Really need to allow that person to just move forward. Because when we sit in and talk and just dwell on it, it's like, this is going to be a never ending situation, I guess. Just what I need. Make sure I take that part out. Okay. Yes, I'm okay. Okay. So anyway, so it's like when you sit in it, and another thing is, like I was like talking about it all the time. And sometimes I just like to move forward with things. I already know that you have family members that look at it like, well, you should have never did this and you should have never did that. But I'm like one of them people that really believe that everything, like the divine puts everything in your path, like for you to experience. Like there's there's situations that have occurred at that I just feel like, really, did I need to go through that? But then when I actually sit back and think about it, I'm like, I know what to say no to now. I know what works and what doesn't work now. I've actually gathered from it. I actually have learned from it. Am I going to repeat it? Possibly, but but no, I don't. And actually, I've experienced one of my first hard, and I don't know if I should say relationships, but I've experienced like a very hard one where I did look at it differently, as in like I pulled things that I learned. I pulled a lot of things that I learned and I wrote it down, and a lot of things that I was grateful for and I wrote it down. A lot of things that, just that occurred that I'm actually very fortunate that it actually happened. And when that happened, I probably experienced the hardship of it one day. One day, imagine that. Wouldn't we all love that, to just have when we, nobody wants to go through a breakup or anything or any of that. Friendship too, because I've experienced like friendships ending, and it to me, they hurt the same. Like knowing that my best friend I don't talk to my best friends as much as I used to. Most of the time I don't. Like I do let go of friends because to me, if we're like, our energy is not the same, I don't see a need to be like close friends, I would say. And that's just because there's just certain things I don't want to talk about anymore. There's certain things I don't want to gossip about anymore. Like I know someone that, she watches the news a lot and tells me about the news, and I don't care. Like ask me, have I seen this happen and that happen and this happen? Like, I don't watch that 10 p.m. news. Like, I don't want to hear about it. I don't care about it. I don't want to know about it. I don't care. Like, I don't want to talk about it. And I realized that she can't help it. So I had to make that change to say, like, I'm sorry. And I end friendships just like this. I tell my friends, like, I'm sorry, but we cannot be friends in this way anymore, because whatever you're doing, like this that you're doing, it's not something I'm not okay with it. It doesn't make me feel comfortable. It doesn't make me feel happy. I remember too, I was working a job. Oh my God. I was working a job, and every single day, every day, they talked about the bad stuff that happened in life, like every single day. And they were putting on like these videos that always was so negative. Like, it was driving me insane. It's literally one of the reasons why I wind up leaving that job, because I didn't want to change people. I seen I was the only one going through that where I didn't like it, and they all did, and I couldn't wait to get out of there. And I started making that happen. Like, this is not my energy. I gotta go. Anyway, let's get back to the video. As far as like talking about stages, like, we have to learn from it. When you this is like, if anyone does this, you could thank me later. But if you actually go through something that's very hard, where you're trying to just not feel that feeling that's so terrible, like nobody wants to feel, um and you actually embrace it and try to understand it more, and like literally sit and just, don't dwell on it ever, no. But whenever it just comes up, whenever that situation comes up that you're thinking about it, like, yes, what is it that you need me to know? And it might keep happening, but once you are able to write down or understand that everything that you needed to know about that situation, you see that that feeling is gone. You could thank me later for that. But seriously, like, you really will see that you not hurt anymore. Like, and of course, there's certain situations that if you stay in it, then yeah, you will be hurt. You actually have to get away from it, because if it's not meant for you anymore, then you don't need to be there. Like, you need to, now you need to go. This is not a thing of like, okay, because I understand it and I get it and I feel this and I feel that, I could stay here. No, that energy is just not for you anymore. It's time to move forward. But I'm saying, because we have so many habits of being around people and just seeing in a person, and we do allow a lot of things to just, transpire into the worst thing possible. Sometimes you'll go through it for a while, and then you don't understand why you've been with the person for years, but it's really possible that either, you have a lot of work to do on yourself, or you haven't gotten everything you needed from that situation, and trust me, it's not a thing. If you in this situation and things occur and you're not bothered by it, like the negative things that occur that, like, it would usually make someone else mad, if it doesn't happen where you're upset as much, it's probably because it's not time for you to move forward yet. Like, you can really keep going through, like, someone cheating on you, or someone, I don't want to say hitting on you, I'm not saying that, but someone maybe not paying a certain amount of the bills that they're supposed to pay, or someone not cooking, and you're hungry all the time, and you're still like going back and forth about cooking and cleaning and helping out with the kids, and you going through all of that, and you're like, this is annoying, but I could deal with it. It's possible you haven't gotten what you needed from that, but it can't go on that long. That's probably what I would say. It shouldn't go on that long. Like, you shouldn't take, if you been going through it for years and it's the same thing, and you're upset about certain things, then that's you're on your own with that one. But also, like, I guess if you look at it differently, like, for instance, being in a relationship. When you're in a relationship, you really become part of someone. You're not yourself no more. It's good if you could remain yourself, but most of the time you're not, because you're taking part of yourself and you're giving it to someone else. You're raising the person. It's like you're raising the person, and the person's raising you, because you take things from that person, and that person take things from you, and you guys start to have the same features because you see each other a lot, and you start making each other's faces. Like, you really become a part of the person, not just like this soul tie thing, but really because you adapt, like, things from that person. Like, you start to know that this is something that this person likes, so now I do it more. That's not you. That's not how you came in. You came in not doing that, but now you do. So that person just taught you something. And it's the same thing. Either way, it's the same thing. Like, we're now doing things that each other do. We now, like, we could really stand next to each other, and somebody might say we look alike, because we take each other's features, as in, I might start laughing like you more. I might start making faces like you, and then around the house, I might start cleaning the same as you or cooking the same way as you. Like, you take things from people. And I mean, if there's things in a relationship that you don't like, you don't usually take it from them, because you can't make people change. People change for themselves. If I am around you and you keep asking me to pick up my socks, I might pick up my socks around you, but then when you're gone, you might have to come home and say, pick up your socks. I don't like picking up my socks. So you can't get me to change. People change for themselves, and that's how they keep a little of themselves. And I'm not saying that's a good thing or a bad thing, I don't know. But what I am saying is that you adapt to people, and then there's things that you just can't get out of people, and that's really something to look at. And if we speak about wasting our time, because I know a lot of, and probably especially women, we like to say that our time was wasted. But did we really waste our time if we received something out of it? Wasting your time is always your fault, because nobody can sustain a personality that's not their own. Nobody can sustain a character that's not their own. When you meet somebody, they could be a certain way, and then but they made changes because of you in the beginning. And then you've been around them long enough to know, or hopefully you've gotten that time to see the person for who they really are. When you decide to stay and remain in that relationship, then whose fault is it? Who really wasted their time? Who really wasted their time? Because I actually knew you were like this, and I still stayed. I actually knew that you can't sustain a relationship. I actually knew that you can't cook. I actually knew that you couldn't clean, or you don't like to clean. I actually knew that you didn't like to go to work, but I just thought that within time, I could actually change that. But, now when you know that, that's now, I knew that about you. I spoke to you about it or not. Either way, it doesn't matter. But I've probably spoken to you about it and you didn't change, or I asked you a couple of things about your life. What are the things you like to do? What are things that you're going to change about yourself? If I've stuck around for months and still seeing that you haven't made those changes, then I wasted my own time. You didn't waste my time. You showed me you from the beginning, and I can't make people change. You can't make people change. People don't change for you, And then you still with the person, and then years later you still arguing about the same thing. You still arguing because you couldn't save $1,000 a month. But I knew that about you, and I still decided to stay. You did not waste my time. I wasted my own time. When you can look at situations and say, like, I know what I've learned from this. I know what I'm grateful for. I know what I got from this. I know what I would repeat. I know what I wouldn't repeat. That's growth. That is a different type of growth, where you can't say, you wouldn't say you wasted your time. How like, when you grow from situations, when you not only when you grow, but when you grow from a situation, when you have moved forward and you're in a better place, a way better place, and you feel like yourself, and you find yourself happy, and you find yourself doing the things that you love, that's growth. Sitting in stagnant energy after being in a bad situation, that's not growth. That's not growth. Looking at situations and saying that, you know what, I know you were just a jerk. You were a jerk, and you did this and you did that. But you know what? I'm going to go over here and live my life. Who wouldn't want to have that feeling? I'm just saying, That's a great way to feel. Yeah. But that's about it. Really take away that feeling of, you know what, the next time I'm going to actually look at it in a different light. And I'm going to feel good about myself either way. And I'm going to live my life, and I'm going to be happy, and I'm going to love, and I'm going to love myself even harder, and just look at the beautiful things. And you know, God will really take you from one situation to the next. I went through something, and then that one night, I actually came into a card reading on YouTube, and it kind of like had this title that drew me to it. So I watched it, and it literally said, the universe is about to take care of you. You're not going to go through anything. Literally, she like explained my situation to the T and said, you will not feel the effects of this situation. You will not feel the effects of this situation. You and I could say, I am a true believer of YouTube tarot card readings. You should check it out. And I would tell you the one that I seen, but the way that I don't remember the name, but anyway, the way that I seen it, those things are more about your energy. So just because one is good for me don't mean it'll be good for you. And I used to actually watch one a little, like, months and months ago, and then I stopped. But the way that works is, when it pops up and you feel drawn to it, then it's for you. If you don't feel drawn to it, then it's not for you. And so one that I'm drawn to might not be the same one that you're drawn to. So you check out the ones you know, just pick one, just type it in or something, and once you type it in, like, scroll through until you're drawn to one, and that's how you would find one. Yeah. You know, I get to do videos every day. I think the problem is actually the weekends, when I just don't feel like getting dressed. But I mean, you don't have to. Anyway, I'm so excited about my videos, and I'm so excited about all my new followers. That's it for this video, guys. Please leave me a comment. Let's talk. My Instagram is at daily doses of _D. I have another one that I will link. And yeah, as always, happy manifesting. Bye.